very stressful, isn't it? The schools thing in the cities. A friend of mine, he had a little girl, and it turned out that she was dyslexic, and they were worried about how she would thrive in the oversubscribed inner city school system. So they actually sold up, and they left London, and they went to live in the countryside. And the little girl went to school in the countryside, and she's grown up to be a racist. Who can spell?
Stewart Lee is the most successful alternative comic in an age when mainstream comedy has reached unprecedented levels of success, filling giant stadia on our huge TV screens. His intelligent, ornery and hilarious shows offer insightful comment on areas mainstream comedy disregards. We caught up with him on the set of his new show Carpet Remnant World here at Vicar Street. Stewart, you're very welcome to the works.
Thank you, thanks for having us.
Your new show is called Carpet Remnant World.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, if you were to tell me, picture to me, what's that about?
Well, the idea of Carpet Remnant World is that there's this comedian, me, and he's trying to do an important show about society and how we behave as collective groups and whatever. And that's what he wanted Carpet Remnant World to be about. But he's not been able to do that because he's only got experience of two things now, which is bringing up little kids and doing childcare, or driving around between gigs and going past like big shops on motorways like Carpet Remnant World and PC World and stuff like that. So his only frame of reference is childcare and retail parks.
So within the show, would you say it is about issues though as well?
Yeah, it is sort of, yeah. It's basically trying to do serious things in quite a silly way.
Yeah,
and,
that's what comedy is.
Yeah. Well, they only just realised. And they walk back to the house and they argue and argue and argue because there's nothing to do, and the marriage starts to unravel and they look for some kind of distraction, but there isn't one because they live in the countryside. And in the countryside you have to book 2 months in advance to get a table at Bella Pasta. They used to basically get an idea that you sort of think might work or could work, and then see how many obstructions you can place on it, you know, of unpalatable subject material or weird timing or silence, and can you still get to the joke despite all this? There's the horse. He's over there. He was over there yesterday. Moved around.
I mean, when you talk about it there, like putting obstacles in the way, and like, it's a type of experimentation. But a lot of comedians are just happy to sort of make a room laugh.
Yeah, well,
what is it that you feel the need to sort of explore?
Well, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, you know, we cut our cloth, don't we, to fit what we've got, and I think maybe I'm not naturally funny, so I have to sort of pass it off as some kind of experiment in form. And then right to Christmas at the Corn Exchange in the market town, there's a comedy night, and the bloke from Max and Paddy is coming. Not Peter Kay then. You'd think it was Peter Kay from the advertising, but it's misleading. It's not Peter Kay, the other bloke from Max and Paddy. Paddy.
I mean, there is something sort of brave in what you do. Like, I've seen shows where, you know, you genuinely are taking risks and challenging the audience. Do you ever feel the pressure of that?
In the last show that I toured, which became the second TV series I did for BBC Two,
which is the
comedy vehicle,
vehicle.
I mean, there were things there where, you know, I'd do a sort of 25-minute long story that had a sort of false, dead payoff at the end. Come and stay, Stu. It'd be great to see you. And there's loads to do, Stu. There's a field, and there's a horse there, and you can look at him. There's a Bella Pasta, but you won't be able to. You know, the first thought you have sometimes about something, you really resent someone or whatever, and within milliseconds you realise that that's not fair. And that to get that thought and remember it before you sort of correct it. Paddy McGuinness is coming. Somebody put a poster on a tree in the horse's field. He must have seen it. And he went over to the barbed wire fence and he rubbed his neck up and down on it. The vet said it would have taken him 4 hours to die. I quite like to see people on stage saying things that are not what I would think. Like, where different parts of the room are responding differently to the same thing. I like that kind of chaos.
You ever feel there's a tension between what you want to do on stage and how it's received by certain audiences? Particularly like the Daily Mail taking lines from your set and putting them out of context. So for instance, you in your set say that we're at home, well, Michael McIntyre spoon feeds the diarrhea,
yeah,
which is in the context of a set, yet
yeah,
then appears as a line in a newspaper.
Well, it was worse than that. It was, the impression was given that I had gone up to Michael McIntyre at an awards ceremony that I wasn't at and said to him and his wife that he spoon-fed his audience warm diarrhea. And then people were all writing into the Daily Mail going, that's it. And I wrote to it got in the Metro newspaper, and I threatened to sue them for saying that I had attended an awards ceremony.
Bring a gun! Shoot me in the face, kill me, kill my wife, kill the children, kill the dog, kill the cat, kill the hamster, kill us! Kill us! Burn the house down, Stu! Set fire to it! Drag our bodies onto the burning wreckage and let us smoke rise high into the sky as a warning. No one must come here, no one to the countryside, no!
Is there a difference between your on-stage character and your off-stage character? I'm now talking to the off-stage, ironically on a stage. Would the off-stage Stuart hold that opinion that he does?
Well, he would, but he wouldn't say it.
Stuart, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Cheers, Stuart.